just said it's a national security risk, didn't he? Did you get it?
Oh no, I didn't know. I've only just put it on.
Always voted Conservative, but until they get a handle on this, that's it. I'm not voting for them anymore, and my wife the same, and people I talk to.
Yeah, I get the anger. I'm really unhappy about it. We've got to sort out asylum, so they stop coming. You know, so I agree with you. You know, we've got.
Yes, one day you go, mate. Take care now.
Enjoy your Spain. Last one.
Oh, mate, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
There shouldn't be in any hotel.
Yeah, one day you go, though, mate. You take care.
Student accommodation or whatever. And, you know, I agree, it's gone on too long. So the government is working out legislation. A bill is written, we're just tightening it up. You probably heard on the news this morning. So it's all the legal, you know, because we're much under the rule of law, and the government loses cases in the courts quite regularly. You know, we can't just order, you know, and actually, you know, there are difficulties getting countries to take them back, which I was talking about, you know, another
I thought that to go to the first country, but they stepped in.
Well, France is a safe country. France is a totally safe
Why
country.
do they come over there? Why don't they just
Because they're not prisoners in France.
They can go to the embassy and seek asylum there.
Well, I think we should, personally, I would say, if you're in a safe country and you come to the UK, unless you literally have your brother or your mother here or something, I think your case should get turned down.
I'm just glad we haven't got your lot in. As I said, we've never voted Conservative. We've never voted Labour, always voted Conservative.
Yeah.
During the last war with my mum and dad, my dad was evacuated from Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And because Galdo's we need him here now.
My grandfather was too, actually.
No, I'm just listening.
Yeah. Well, Rishi has said, you know, by the end of the year, he would have stopped the boats. So.
Yeah, but they've already looked for 250 more hotels in January.
Yeah.
So he's contradicting what he's saying. I'm going to stop the boats, but I've just secured 250 more hotels.
Okay, so
assuming they'll pay.
yeah, I mean, I think he said by the end of the year, and if they're still coming, you've obviously got to have somewhere to put them. As you know, you can only keep them bouncing for a day.
Yeah.
One of the Albanian ministers interviewed, asked questions by another minister, UK minister, and he said to them, you could, as an Albanian, you can get a ticket to fly from Albania to Ukraine for £28. Right? And so why do they pay these
And the work visa is £101.
Yeah, £6,000, but the traffickers are different. Is it because they need a passport, and therefore if they have to have a passport, it will be their real names? And if they have a criminal conviction in Albania, it means they will be deported immediately.
Yeah,
and that the only way around that is to come through Europe illegally, give false names when they come across the channel, and therefore what we're receiving now is not genuine refugees, but actually criminals.
I think they're all.
And I go back now
migrants.
to when I said.
Sorry?
I go back now after what that gentleman just said.
Yeah.
If a group of Russians arrived on a dinghy,
Yeah, no, it's a good point. It's a good point. It's a good challenge. So with Albania, so there are no Albanians apparently coming to Palace Lodge, but Albania, we shouldn't be accepting any. We shouldn't be accepting any because it's a safe country.
And also another point that's come up in the last few weeks, just letting you know what the sort of general consensus is, right, is that with this kind of thing happening in our surrounding places like Hartlepool and St Albans.
It's all over. It's one in the Prime Minister's constituency. I've got a colleague with a rural constituency in North Wales. It's literally everywhere. Northamptonshire.
Are you part of this little group then, are you?
Group?
Yeah.
What group?
Party?
No.
No.
No, I'm just like you.
Oh, are you?
Concerned public.
You recorded it? You recorded me? Don't put it on Facebook. My daughter's
I don't go on Facebook.
Do you know? I do. That's no.
Have you watched the last? Did you go to the last meeting?
I watched it on YouTube.
That was me filming.
And I think that's why.
Thought I'd better add, you know.
They are fleeing a war, so they could generally be seeking asylum. And he told me it's a national security risk.
Yep.
I know that. They would be sent to a secure location, secret location, and their shit interrogated out of them. And
they don't get any of that.
We support Ukraine, so basically we're supporting killing Russians, so they would not be able to seek asylum, even though they might not agree with their country's politics or what's going on.
Yep.
And he basically, so those 40,000 men that arrived, they're also a security risk.
Oh, of course they are.
They're a security risk to our country.
Why do they come over on the boat and throw their passports away?
The whole
Well,
community, I have never known.
I've been following the whole
Such a
wicked things of what's been happening, not just in the UK, but in European countries as well. It's horrific what
I know it is,
they're
yeah.
importing men who don't respect women, who oppress women, and who think that it's okay to abuse children, marry children at the age of 13, have sex with them as soon as they start having their periods. That's the culture that's coming in. And
Oh, I
it's
know,
happening
yes,
because you see it on mainstream media all the time. Well, not mainstream media, you see it in the local news because mainstream media has a blackout. I'm sure they've been told, black it out.
Well, they have until like 2 months ago. Then it's all of a sudden it's on the news
Very
everywhere.
interesting. In Scotland, the Scottish local news uncovered that the police hid an asylum seekers grooming group, a bit like the ones in Rotherham and Telford, but they kept it. They kept it.
But thank you, I do appreciate
I'll do my best.
I do appreciate
I think it's happening everywhere.
Yeah, it's
All the grooming.
Yeah,
You know, they haven't put any Ukrainians in hotels,
they have in Dunstable, Downside.
have they?
That one there is Ukraine families.
Is it? I've been up there and they weren't Ukrainian.
Were they not?
No, no. As far as I know, not one Ukrainian is in a hotel. They put them all. Do you remember when they was asking everyone if you got a spare room?
Yeah.
Put them in your house. That's where they all went.
But we need, if that is what is needed, but in the same token, then like you said about my mum, she's very poor. You know, the impact is that then the priority is not for the local community that's already.
I had a lady in my surgery yesterday said, we're looking after too many people overseas and not enough here. So I will check this, but I don't think we spend more than a couple of percent of your taxes overseas, on aid and, our diplomats or whatever. But so what I'm saying, I think we spend 96-97% of your taxes here in this country. Yeah, I mean, I'd argue that a little bit actually, because I think the pandemic. We spent billions we didn't have to get you through the pandemic. We spent billions we didn't have on furlough. We're spending billions we don't have trying to help with energy bills. And it's not enough. I get it. We're all struggling. But actually, we can only spend. We've spent a lot of money we haven't earned. Do you know what? We're borrowing more and more and more, and the interest on that is going up and up, and that will mean less money for your school in the future because the interest on what we're borrowing will be so big, we won't be able to give your school enough. So, we've got to try and live a bit within our means. And look, I really get it. I'm so sorry about your wife. I'm so sorry. I think we have tried to do the right thing on vaccines, on furlough, on heating costs. You can always argue we can do more, but we have overspent the National Bank, bank account pretty considerably. It's struggling. Yeah. Is this a hospital or surgery? Yeah. Which is your surgery? Which is your surgery? Priory Guards or Kingsbury Court? Yeah, I know.
And I think that's taking a hit. Sorry,
well, amazingly, if you look at the figures, they are seeing more people than they've ever seen. But the post-COVID lag demand is still up here. So I don't know why we're going to the doctors. Well, initially I thought they would have their own medical facilities in the hotel, but I'm told that's, the idea, and this probably right, it may not definitely, we'll see what happens, but they are supposed to be there literally for 2 or 3 days while they have their biometrics. No, but they'll be moved elsewhere and they'll be rotated through.
There's a whole new sense to do a process.
Yes, correct. It's like processing for biometrics. They check them on every national and international criminal database to make sure the
Hello.
Do English.
Just about.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's all
they
go.
Don't, they don't look after us.
Security is all because of orbits of the migration, orbits of the Iraq, Afghanistan war, you used to be able to get a passport in the post office. Now, you can't do everything has to go for checks. Checks and checks.
You mentioned about that holding place.
Yes.
That's a two-year contract. And it's not just got a 2-year contract.
Well,
with the government.
I think it's 1 year. Well, someone told me that they're not taking all bookings off for 2 years. I think initially, and I spoke to the Home Office about this, it's a 1-year contract will end at the end of January next year, which is I'm trying to push the hotel to say they need a few weeks to sort it out. I mean, what I'm hoping is that they can stabilise it financially, a year, and then they reopen on the 1st of March. I mean, Valentine's Day will be good next year, but let's say the 1st of March. And then at least we can get the spring and the summer, for weddings and parties and that sort of thing. And that would be, it would have been a horrid episode for the town and really difficult. But my big worry is there's a genuine possibility we could lose it forever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think the thing
which is what I don't want us to do.
Well, the footfall now to town is, it's going to be hit terribly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that drove people to Dunstable. That got people in because of events.
It did,
Dunstable is struggling as it is, as we know. So that is a shame in that sense. And a few people that I've spoken to have said that they feel that is now tarnished and they won't go there again. So people are not looking necessarily at the bigger picture.
No,
they're feeling
I don't think they are.
But can I just pick up on your point, just
sure.
you were just saying? You were saying, explaining what the process is
when they're there. Yeah.
So when they go there and they're checking, which I'm really pleased to hear in terms of criminal records, etc., etc. At that point, then, just to clarify,
yes.
we do not know who those people are really. So if it comes up then that they are a criminal, then
I think they will have given a name. I mean, obviously a lot of them destroy their papers, so it's quite hard. So we go on what they tell us. But when they do biometrics, we could say, you're not John Smith, you're Adam Jones, or whatever your name is from Kurdistan or whatever. So that will tell us something. But at least we have the biometrics.
So that is still a concern though, Andrew, that we really do not know in terms of really truly who is in that building.
No.
And I don't want to be prejudgment because as far as I'm concerned, it's a human being in need, even though I don't like what it's doing to our local economy.
Sure.
But in the same token, you pick up a really good point in terms of explaining that. You know what, until they do that, they could be...
So they can't leave until they've had all those checks. Okay?
Right.
So
what do they do if they're not
security.
who they are and they're not a good person? What? Because that's the more, that's a major concern.
Well, if there are outstanding criminal charges against them, they would,
find out who they really are.
But I mean, just in terms of safety, you don't have control who moves into the building next door to you, do you? I mean, you could have someone.
No, I know, but when you come back to us being a lawful country, for the mass of population, because of the way that we are in UK, and we have to have our ID and everything, even if we don't know who our neighbours are to a certain degree, we still have, that's still on record about who they are. So it's still the fact that if someone was unsavoury, the police, the certain agencies would know about that. At the moment, that's different, because until that point, we don't actually know who they are.
No, so I mean, from the moment they arrive on the beach in Dover and at Manston, and when they're here, this is what's called an immediate access centre or whatever. So we are trying to get all that information, and we're checking against every criminal database. So the authorities are being as responsible as they possibly can be to keep you and everyone safe. Okay. And yes, people will lie, and they may slip through the net. So I can't hand on my arm say they will get, but we do our level best to find out who they are and if there is danger, and then extra security.
So they're there for 2 or 3 days.
And then they could be moved anywhere in the country. They could be up to Liverpool or Skegness
or Romania.
No, it's supposed to be an immediate access centre. So it'll be, 50 will come in.
Loads of different people. No one's got any idea.
So the access centre.
When they are here, they will do the biometrics and the criminal databases.
We don't do any sort of politics. There's no proper age of people and wander around.
Well, the age thing is difficult, and I think there is abuse of that. You're right. That people don't need to be children who are, and we are trying to get better on that.
Because I mean, if, for example, if you had an access centre in Milton Keynes, process 3 days later, where do those people go? They come into Dunstable?
No, well, not to the Old Palace Lodge because
No, but I mean,
it's not set up to be a long term.
So after the 3-day period, where do they go? Not
I'm told
location,
it could
I'm
be
talking about
anywhere in the country. Oh,
where is in what? Providing housing? Providing hotels?
So I think the best way to have done this, so given we've got a national problem, if it was me designing it, we could go back again. I would have said to each local authority, right, Central Bedfordshire, your allocation is 1,000, say, for argument's sake. Okay. You decide the best place for these people to go. We're giving you 2 weeks to come up with that. If you don't, we are going to try and find our own hotels and things. And that would have been a better way. What we all don't like at the moment, we feel it's rather sneaky, don't we? In that we feel they've gone sort of almost behind all our backs, certainly my back too. It's approached our loveliest hotel and said, right, we'll have that. And unfortunately, it was a marriage of this hotel financially being on its knees and the government being too... Sorry?
If you went to a company's house,
yeah.
find out they've got £5 million worth of assets, a couple of £1 million in cash. They've got bars. The owner owns bars. My son used to work there, so he knows this.
Right.
But if you went on company house and bought the, £12, whatever it is to get someone to look at the
okay.
you'll find out they're actually very cash rich and got £5 million worth of assets.
Right. I haven't looked at. I've just heard £2.7 million
not on their
debt.
knees. They're not on their knees. My son worked there.
Yeah.
He's been made redundant.
He has been made redundant?
Yes, because of this. Yeah, he was made redundant.
What's his son?
His name is Jeffrey. He actually...
because they told me that all the permanent staff had kept their jobs. He wasn't a casual. He was
He was on probation. He passed the probational period, the actual period.
Yeah.
Then what happened was...
So what's his